Hi, how you doing? It's Jeff Sinker from ScoutGuitarLessonsOnline.com. This lesson we are going to be looking at a song by Peter Frampton, which was a main part of the Frampton Comes Alive album. In fact, it was the closing track on the album. The track lasts for a whopping 14 minutes on the live album version. On the actual studio album, it lasts for nearly 7 minutes. Now I'm just going to show you how to play the introduction, going into the verse and also the chorus. All the information, tabs, Guitar Pro 6 and also a backing track can be found by visiting my website. If you follow the link below, I'll take you straight to it. Of course, if you do enjoy this lesson and you would like to continue following this series of playing that riff, then just simply click on that button down there, the subscribe button, take you to my YouTube channel, and you will be able to subscribe. That way, any new songs come along from me, you'll be the first to know about it. So, enough of me talking. Let's get the cameras close up and let me show you how to play Do You Feel Like We Do by Peter Frampton. So don't go away.
Preview.
So the song starts off with 5 fret on the G string, to 7 on the D, back to the G string playing 7-5, crossing back to the D string playing 7-5. And we get. And we're going to change position down to 3rd fret on the D string, to 5 on the A. Then we go back to 3 on the D string. We do a quick pick, hammer on, pull off, back between 3 and 5. Then crossing to the A string on 5 and finishing on 3 on the A. We get. And we repeat the same line on the 3rd bar. Then we go back to 5 on the A string, to 3 on the A, crossing to 5 on the low E, to 3 on the A. Then we're going to move over to a new position. We're going to be playing on the 9th fret on the G string. Just to let you know, this phrasing, this part of the phrasing is played using D Dorian mode. As the underlying chord behind it is a D chord, but he is playing Dorian, so he's using all the notes from the C major scale on this. So we are back now on this 9th fret on the G string, crossing down to 10th fret on the D, going back to 9 on the G, going back to 10 on the G to 9 on the G. Then we move down 2 frets on the G string to 7, and we pick that note, hammer on to 9, and then pull off back to 7, finishing up on 9 on the D string. So we get this. Then we move down to 7th fret on the D string. I'm going to play 7, crossing to A string 8. And then again, we do this movement where we're going to pick on the D string 7, hammer onto 9 and pull off to the 7. Back to 8 on the A, and then finishing on 7 on the A. We get... Next line is very similar. It starts off the same way. So we're going to start off on 7D, crossing over to A8, or 8th on the A. And this time, instead of doing a hammer on and pull off, we're just going to pick the notes 9 on the D to 7 on the D. Going back to the A string on 8, 7 on the A, and sliding down to 5 on the A. Then we're going to move position again. We're going to go now to 8th position, or we're going to go to 8th fret on the high E, to 10 on the B, to 10 on the high E, to 8 on the E, crossing back to the B string, playing 10, and then moving down to 8. And we're going to move down to the B string, 6th fret, playing 7 on the G string, 8 on the B, to 6 on B, and then doing 7 on the G, to 5 on the G. Next line, it's the same, but we're just going to play, when we go back, we're going to start from that 6th fret on the B, to 7 on the G, back to 6, but we're going to do a hammer on 8 and pull off to 6, and then doing 7 on the G, going to the 10 on the G. If you don't want to do the 10 on the G, you can do the 6 on the B string. Then we come up to this little fast picking line that he's got. So we're going back up to 8 on the B string, and we're going to do an 8 with a hammer on to 10. Then doing 10, 10 on the high E. And we've got a 10 on the E again. Going back to the 8 on the B string, hammer onto 10. Then we're going to move down to 6 on the B. And again, we're going to do a pick, hammer onto 8, and then back to the 6. Then we do a 7 on the G. Then we go 6 on the B string. Moving up to 9 on the G, to 7 on the G, to the 10 on the D string. And we go back to the 8 on the high E, to 10 on the B, 10 on the high E, then going down to 7 on the high E, back to 10 on the B, finishing on 8 on the B. And we're going to move back down to the 6th fret on the B, playing 7 on the G, 8 on the B, to 6 on the B, and then doing on the G string 7 and then a 5. So it's similar to a bar we played previously. And we repeat the same lines, but again, what we're going to do is we're going to play this 6, 7, 6 on the B, 7 on the G, and then we're going to go back to 6 on the B with a hammer onto 8 and a pull off to 8. And then we're going to do 7, 5 on the G. Now we are going to move down to the 3rd fret on the A string with a hammer onto 5th fret. And then we're just going to play a series of 5th fret on the A string for the remainder of the bar. So we get this 2, 3, 4. Now, at this point, Peter Frampton, he changes the key. He moves it down to the key of F, and he keeps it in F major scale. So the chord is shifted from this D chord down to this F chord. Now we are going to go to 8th fret on the G string, to 10th fret on the D string, to 10 on the G, to 8 on the G, to 10 on the D, to 8 on the D. So we get... And there we can clearly hear that key change that he shifted up to. And there we slide down, or we move down to 6th fret on the D string, to 8 on the A, and then we're going to go back to 6 on the D, but we're going to do a 6 hammer onto 8 pull off to 6. Going to 8 on the A, to the 6 on the A. Go. And then we repeat that same line for the next bar. So we're doing that 6, 8, 6 hammer on 8, back to 6, and then 8, 6 crossing. And now we've just got one bar of a 2/4 time, and we're just going to play 10 on the D string, doing then 8 on the G and 8 on the B. Now we've got another position change here. He's going up to the 11th fret on the high E, to 13 on the B, 13 on the high E, to 11, and back to the B string doing 13, and then 11 on the B. Then we're going to move to 13 on the G string, going to 10 on the G. Goes back to 13, but he does a full tone bend and then going back to the 13 on the G. To 10 on the G and then 13 on the D. And he repeats the same in the next bar. Then we've got on the B string, we're going to do an 11-13 hammer on. And then we go up to 13 and do a hammer on to 15. And at this point, we are now into the verse section. And for the verse section, we're going to start off with a G5 chord, moving up, sliding up to a A5 chord. And then we are going to go back and do the same thing again with the slide on. So we get this. We go down to an E5 chord. And we play the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then on the upbeat of the 4 count, we go back to the G5 and then up to an A5. So what I want to do is take you back to them bars at the opening part of the verse, where we got this slide up from the G5. He just sits there on that A5 chord, and then he's going to move to, he's going to just put one kind of, he's going to put a G into there, so we get this. Followed by, he's doing that on the first count, that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, where he just plays 5 and 5 on the D and the A string, followed by another power chord on the A5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Back to the E. And then he moves back to the A5 again. And again he plays that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we're going to play a A7 chord. And then we're into the chorus. And the chorus starts off with a D5 chord, which is played across the A string. And he's going to play that and hold that for a count of 3. 1 and 2 and 3. And then he's going to play this across the 4 count. He's going to play a D5 to this chord here that he's playing across on the 8th position, and we're playing 8 bar. Third finger is going to play 10 on the D string, and second finger is going to play 9 on the G string. So that bar would go. Now he holds that chord for the next bar, and then he's going to move down to a C5 chord, which is on the A string again, so we're playing 3 and 5. Holds that across the 1 and the 2 count, and then we got this little line that he's going to play 3 on the low E to 5, 3 on the A string to a D5 chord. So you get this 1 and 2. Now that holds for the 2 beats in the next bar, so on the 3 count he's going to hit the open A string, and then he goes to the 3 on the A string, and then from there he goes back to this D5 chord. So let me just recap the chorus again. And he repeats the same phrasing again. So we've gone back into that D5 chord as we come out. And then back into the verse section again. Well, I hope you enjoyed that lesson on playing Do You Feel Like We Do. Don't forget, like I said at the beginning of the video, you can get all the tablature and the Guitar Pro 6 file by visiting my website, link below. Of course, don't forget, if you did enjoy it, I'm sure you did, that you would want to subscribe to my channel, so you just click on that button down there, and that will take you through to my YouTube channel. If there is any other songs that you would like to cover, or you're a Peter Frampton fan and you want to hear some more by him, just drop me a line. I'd love to hear any suggestions for any future videos that you would like me to do. So, until the next time we meet, hopefully it won't be too long. I've already got some videos on the process of being put together. This is Jeff Sinker from Skype Guitar Lessons Online, wishing you well and look forward to your company again. Goodbye.